Welcome. My name is Nicole, and today's class is all about hands and feet and strengthening them, and yeah, so it should be good. But we're gonna start with our legs up the wall, so wherever you can find a wall. And if you don't have a wall, then you can, if you have a block, then I'll show you how to do it here in a second. So let's get situated here at the wall. All right, so we're just gonna come to the wall here, and then lift our legs up it. Want your bum as close to the wall as you can get it, and and then just settle in here. And if you don't have a wall but you have a block, you can sit on top like this, and then balance it, and then just offer you something a little bit different. So it's all good no matter what you choose, but I'm just gonna, otherwise if you have the wall, just relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the belly expand in your hands as you do this, and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more deep breath into your belly. And let it all go. Just try to relax deeply here. If you'd like to set an intention for the rest of the class, now's a good time. Maybe it's to be aware of what our hands and our feet are doing. To really honor them, since they do so much for us. Beautiful. So if you want to just like maybe scoot away a little bit from the wall, and then our feet are off of the wall now, and let's go ahead and use them and either maybe write a sentence or do the alphabet. Just something to get all different kinds of movement. Just a little bit longer. Yay, all right. And then go ahead and come on out. And I'm gonna get my mat, and so if you want to just meet me on the mat on all fours, that'd be great. All right, so coming down to all fours here, and you'll be here for a minute, so if your knees are really bothering you, go ahead and maybe roll a blanket up to put under them. But so back toes curled under. We're gonna turn our hands around so our fingertips are facing our knees. And then I'm gonna grip the mat with my fingertips, my hands active. I'm gonna maybe put a little micro bend in my elbows, maybe come a little bit closer or higher, just so you're getting the right amount of sensation. And then come back if you need more. Bum towards heels. Try to keep a long spine. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and out. Come out of the deep stretch gently. Wiggle the fingertips. And then this is a different one. Back in the, so my wrist is under my shoulder here. So just stacking. And I'm not just throwing all my weight on there. You know, the first stage would just be to try to get your hand in this position so that, you know, the fingertips are flat, the whole back of the hand is flat onto the floor, and it's really intense and active, flicking your fingernails into the floor. Breathing. And then maybe lean back a little bit, but mainly just stay stacked. Keep those fingernails flicking into the mat. All right, we're gonna come out, kind of roll out like a fist, really strong fist. Come back onto your heels. Take a moment. Just bring your hands to our heart center. And drop the prayer so it's facing you, and it's facing me now. Come back up. Go this way. Prayer in the middle, towards the screen. Back to you. And then one last thing here. So we're gonna tent the hands. And this, over time, you know, you can really put weight on this like suctioning up action in your hands. But for right now, it's on our heels, and just really squeeze in. Fingers as bright as they can be, really pressing those fingertips down, and then squeeze, pressing down and squeezing them into one another. So we're gonna use our blocks now and we're gonna use them for a downward dog. And it's gonna maybe make a higher lift, but as well as keeping our hands very active because we have to grip these blocks. So grip your blocks and then go ahead and tilt the pelvis and really keep gripping and press back into downward dog. Really keep extending and then drop the head. Breathe into the back of the heart. And raise that right leg high to the sky. Make sure your toes are bright and pointed or pointed. And then come through. So we're in a high lunge now. And lift up through the center and expand the legs in opposite directions. Inhale, lifting up through the navel, core, center, and expanding through the legs as well as the heart. And go ahead and drop that back knee. Take a deep breath in and out. One more inhale. And exhale. And press it back. We have to bring these blocks back with these into half splits here. My heels really pressing, grounding down into the earth. Kind of pulling back to activate my hamstring so it's not just hanging out. And then come back and forward into lunge. I'm gonna pivot that back foot. You take our blocks with us. So now that our toes are pointing to the long edge of our mat, we have our blocks here and we're going to position them under our shoulders. Really grip your blocks, root down, maybe even a pose. You really feel like you're pulling your spine long and forward. And then exhale, if you want to drop, go ahead and drop. And breathe. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to pivot and come to the other side now. So adjust your blocks so that they're under your shoulders. And it's this, feet are pulling towards one another on the inhale, lifting up through the center. And exhale, pressing away, expanding. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Inhale, lifting up through the center, curling. And exhale, pressing the legs away, lifting the collarbones, expanding. Go ahead and drop that back knee. And I need to bring your blocks with you into half splits here. Rounding down through the left heel. Same time, pulling that heel into the center. And dropping the head if you feel inspired. Breathing in and out. Go ahead and shift into lunge here. Lift that back knee. And let's get some footwork in here. The toes are curled under. Just shift back and forth. Really taking advantage of having these blocks. Beautiful. Lift. Pivot the feet so the toes are turned back towards center. And you can do the first variation where we just fold the blocks here. Or if you'd like to bind the hands behind the back. Palms touching, shoulders back, a little bend in the elbows. And then let it all drop over. Breathing into the back of the heart. And exhaling. And drop the hands back to the blocks if you've taken the variation. Inhale, lift, lengthen the spine, look forward. And then come back to the front into our high lunge again. And we're going to work the feet again. So that back foot just roll forward, backwards, inhaling, exhaling. Beautiful. Okay, go ahead and step to the front of your mat. Okay, so if we're all in standing now, so this is a new exercise, but I think it's kind of fun and worthwhile. So if you have your blocks, otherwise you're just gonna be, doing it free form. So come on to your tippy toes, and your blocks are gonna be about hip width. And then you're gonna bring just the edge of your heel. This really intense, kind of precarious toe curl here. And you have a little bend in your knees. And it's sort of like a supported lift here. So from here, go ahead and bend your knees a whole bunch. And we're gonna inhale, lift. And then exhale, bring the arms back, collarbones forward. Inhale into chair. Exhale. Inhale, lifting. And exhale. Okay, one more time. Inhale. And then just stay. Go up and down. And again, that would, without the blocks, you're just your goal would be just coming up on the balls of the feet and balancing, but it is nice to have the extra support. So play around with that. All right, from standing, we're gonna come back down now into hero pose, and you may want to block for this as well. So to sit on. And the backs of the feet are on the floor now. And then if you don't use the block, your bum comes between. And then my toes, we were flicking our fingernails earlier. It's the same now. The toes are flicking into the floor, keeping it nice and active. And if you feel any strain in the knee, definitely sit up on the block. This is tight for everyone usually, and it just takes time, so don't strain the knees. Do you take a deep breath in? And let it all go. If you'd like to go back onto your forearms or lay all the way back down, if you're familiar, you can go right on ahead. But do keep focusing on the toes, on the feet. Does it feel like to keep them active when we're not standing on them? I mean, even I guess sometimes when we're standing on them, we don't think about them. All right, so I'm gonna come on out half of it, halfway out. We just shift a little bit to the side and we bring one leg out. And I should have offered this before, but there's always the option, the whole hero pose is too much to just do one leg at a time. I apologize. I'll make sure I let you know next time. All right, so now we're in half hero on the right leg. The toes are still curling under, flicking into the floor, and my left foot is pressing out. And try to extend your toes. I wouldn't say I have the best yogi toes, but if you can get them bright and spread them as much as you can. And then from here, if you'd like to come forward. Take one more deep breath, inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Right. And then one more variation while we're here. You need to shift so that you're comfortable. Around the ball of that foot. And this may be good. We're just sitting in hero may be good. Or maybe you want to extend, really pressing into my hand, kicking into my foot so that I stay lifted and tall. And that I'm not like rain, so stay lifted. Even if that means you have to forego some of the straight-leggedness. It's not really important. What's important is our spine. Keep that long spine, and then from there work towards straightening the leg. Breathing in and out. Bend the knee, release. Gently, gently, gently. Take a moment. And we're gonna extend this right leg out in front. And then I'm gonna shift to the right to bring the other leg into half hero. And take some time to set up here. There's no need to feel uncomfortable. Flip those toenails. Sit up on a block if you need to. And then really have your toes be active, really. Little bend in the knee, lift, inhale, length, come forward, exhale. If you'd like to drop the head, go feel free. But do keep the feet active. Keep those back toes flicking into the mat. The spine long. I like to think on the inhale, like a little bit longer. And on the exhale, just like a tiny bit. A little bit of a wave. Nothing forceful though. All right, inhale. Come on up. Gonna do our last little variation here. So take time to set up so that you feel steady on your sitting bones. Go ahead and grab the sole of that right foot. And then from here, this may be good. Just working towards pulling that thigh into the midline, keeping a nice bend so that I can stay lifted and with integrity. And then once you're here, then press into those hands, and the hands resist as well. And then work towards straightening the leg and keeping the shoulders down, the back, chin lifted. Breathing in and out. And then come on out. Release that leg and lean to the side. Very gently. Come undone. From here, you come into staff pose. Just our legs right out in front of us. I'm gonna get real secure in my seat here. And I feel very even. Lift tall. Maybe lift up some. Little bend in the knees. And then from here we're gonna do a little flex point, which is the balls of the foot, like halfway between a point and a flex, right? So the point and then point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. One more time. Point, flex. Beautiful. Lift your arms up on the inhale. Get very tall. And then exhale. Come forward for a forward bend. And here as well. The feet are active and my hands are here, but I'm not yanking or anything. They're just very gently, maybe if you can reach your feet, give them a little massage. Alright, when you're ready, fold all the way over, drop the head. Take deep breaths, starting at the lowest part of your spine. And breathe it all the way to the top of your head. And exhale all the way back down. And inhale all the way back up to the crown of your head. Just have a few more breaths here and at your own rhythm. Breathing up and down the spine. Inhale, your chin. Make sure you have a little bend in your knees. Heels are pressing into the earth. Go slowly, with length. And from here, if you'd like to go back to legs up the wall, I highly recommend that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna lay down and take savasana. Palms at your side, roll open, legs roll open. Otherwise, I'm gonna give you a moment to get set up back at the wall. Just raise those feet up there. Let all the blood drain out and relax. That'll be your shavasana. I'll be here to guide you out in a moment. When you're ready, and you don't have to now, but go ahead and let the knees fall down and come back into seated. If you have the legs up the wall, and then if you're laying down, roll to one side or the other. Take a moment. And then use your arms to push yourself back up to a seat. Well, I hope that was interesting. I was interested in researching about it, so let's all see how our feet feel tomorrow. But they do so much for us. So our hands and our feet. So I think it's important that we bring a little more awareness there. So thank you for practicing. Thank you for being interested. Namaste.